Hello and welcome to the unboxing of my life. I've got my two good friends here today, the human skeletal system and the musculoskeletal system, as I am pursuing a career in physical therapy. And so these two have been very important to getting through my anatomy physiology courses. Let's get to the unboxing. My box is actually a bag. I make these from discarded t-shirts that I find in thrift stores. This one in particular has a Bible verse on it, and so it says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood. And my faith is important to me, and as well as holding to it correctly. And so this verse to me says that our enemy is not each other. Okay, so we have been commanded to love and serve one another, and at the end of the day, the only person that we can really judge and hold to those commands is ourselves. So that is a major part of what guides me. Now inside, we're going to start with Squiddy. Before I decided to go back to school, I was a photographer in the preschool division, school photographer. And so I spent a lot of time with this guy sitting like so on my head. And then at some random point I would, achoo! Oh! So that was a huge part of my day, over and over and over again. And yes, it did work. This is a statement of my past, but also of my decision to change. My 100% employee-owned company that I worked for was bought out by a huge conglomerate, and they immediately started to devalue my work and my expertise. And so it was one of the major inspirations behind me deciding to change careers for the rest of my life. So, important little guy. Next is a graphing calculator. So obviously I use this a ton for my prerequisite courses, chemistry, physics, statistics. But I hadn't touched one of these since 1998. So one of the major stumbling blocks that I had was relearning how to use this thing and what all these buttons that I never really had to mess with before actually meant. So This was a huge challenge, actually, and I eventually had to turn to help from the tutoring department, and they were able to help me get back up to speed, and I have thrived in those classes. So that was something that was not expected. I would have been content with surviving, but yeah, this is not only a huge help, but it's also a sign of a very unexpected victory. Next up is a candle, which kind of goes along with the theme of unboxing, because if you're like me, you've got friends, or maybe you do this, you've got candles in your house that you've never actually lit on fire. And sure, they'll look nice, just like something that you leave in the box. It will always stay pristine. You may have to dust it from time to time, but if you're not going to take the risk to take something out of the box, if you're not going to take the risk to burn the candle, then it's never going to live up to its full potential. It's never going to be fully enjoyed. Obviously this candle does not look like it did when I got it. It's a little misshapen. It's a little bit discolored, but it has given its full gifts. The gift of its scent, its light, its heat. And, as someone who, going back to school in their 40s is perhaps also a little bit misshapen and a little bit discolored, I also find it important to be able to live up to my full potential. So, burn the candle. Lastly, she's not in the box, but she's right down here. This is my little She-Ra figurine. This was given to me by a patient that I was working with. She always got a kick out of calling me She-Ra instead of Shara. And so she wanted me to have that as an inspiration for when I was doing a hard assignment or working long into the night. And I absolutely do. She always stays right there on my desk and is a fantastic reminder, not only to just keep going, but also that there are people out there who are in my cheering section that are basically strangers, you know, friends and family, but also just people out there just willing to say, "You've got this." And that is huge. And so I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope the next time we meet, it will be with me as a physical therapist.